Concept 4, finding the vertex of a parabola. Alright, so when we are finding the vertex of a parabola, we're going to start by finding the axis of symmetry. Okay, we're going to kind of split it in half. The reason we do that is because my axis of symmetry and my vertex will always share the same x value. Okay? If it's a graph, you can maybe even skip that step if it's really obvious where your vertex is landing. Okay? This one I feel like I can safely say, and I could calculate the zeros and find my axis of symmetry, but I think I can safely say that my vertex is right here at 2, -9. Okay? And if you've got a graph and you can do it like that, that's great. Just go with that. Okay? But with equations, we want to do it mathematically because it's going to save us a lot of time rather than having to graph it all out and then find it. Okay? With equations, we are going to use our axis of symmetry formula. And then, once we find the axis of symmetry formula, that line that shares the x value, we're going to plug that value of x into our equation and solve for y. And that should give us our y coordinate for our vertex. Okay? So let's start with our axis of symmetry formula. So we've got x is equal to minus b over 2a. Just a little reminder. So that's going to be, in this case, negative minus, it's going to be a negative 6 over 2 times 1, or a negative 6 over 2, which would equal, because I've got two negatives, a positive 3 over 1, or a positive 3. Okay? So I know my axis of symmetry is 3, so the x value of my vertex is 3. I'm going to plug that in. So y equals 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 9. 3 squared is 9. 6 times 3 is 18. And a positive 9. So we've got 9 minus 18 plus 9. We've got y is equal to 0. Okay? So my vertex of my parabola ends up being on x is 3, y is 0. So right there, sitting on the x-axis. Okay? All right. Let's do another one. Excuse me. So start off axis of symmetry formula. I've got a x is equal to negative 4 over 2 times negative 2, which is going to be negative 4. So I'm going to have a 4 over negative 4 should equal a positive 1. If I stick 1 in here, I'm going to have y equals, and I'm going to kind of skip a step, negative 2 times 1 squared would be negative 2, plus 4 times 1 is 4, minus 2. Looks like we actually ended up with another one at y equals 0. So we have our vertex here is 1, 0. Okay? Keep in mind, I've got a negative value for my coefficient of x squared. So this parabola is going to open downwards. And this is going to be my maximum. Okay, this vertex would be my maximum. This one at 3, 0, that's going to be my minimum because this vertex opens upwards. Right? Okay, last one. 5x squared minus 10x plus 3. X is equal to b, negative 10. You can see how easy it is to forget that negative sign there. And then 2a, 10. So I've got negative 10 over 10, two negatives, so I've got a positive 1. All right. So y is going to equal 5 times 1 squared, which is just 5, minus 10 times 1, which is 10, plus 3. Okay? And so now I have 5 minus 10 plus 3, or y is equal to negative 2. So my vertex for this one is at 1, negative 2. Okay? Keep in mind for my examples, this is much more common where you would come up with an actual value for x instead of just getting ones all the time. So make sure that you are paying attention for your axis of symmetry formula and doing that correctly. Don't forget your initial negative sign.